We're going to start by slowly pedaling on your feet, gently touching your heels to the floor, slowly lowering your heels back to the floor, just eccentrically warming up the back of our ankles, the Achilles, and your calves. It's kind of like you're pedaling, but not too much momentum yet. Heels are gently touching the ground. We're now switching to going a little bit faster, so just getting a little bit bouncier, not slamming your heels into the ground. Act like there's eggshells underneath your heels, just tapping the ground as you go. And we're going to speed it up one more time. Getting close to running in place, but not quite yet. Heels are just gently tapping the floor again. We're just moving at a faster pace. The rest of you is staying relaxed and aligned. All right, and now we're going to be running in place. Staying nice and relaxed. Heels are still gently touching the floor so they're not slamming down. Neither are your toes. And just warming up our feet, ankles, and calves. Next, you're going to be jumping in place. Just a little bit of a bounce. If you don't even quite leave the floor, that's okay. Heels are gently tapping the floor, not slamming your heels into the ground. Still staying as relaxed as we can in our upper body. Now we're going to switch to bouncing on one foot and then the other foot 3 bounces at a time. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, side to side. If anything starts to get too challenging, go back to an easier version, bouncing, sort of running in place, or even just doing the heel taps with the balls of your feet on the ground. Next, we're bouncing, back to bouncing on both feet, heels gently touching the ground. Maybe you're able to bounce a little bit higher this time. Body's relaxed, still good alignment, so we're not pushing hips forward or lifting our chest, but staying relaxed in our upper body. Heels are gently touching the floor as we bounce. Now we're running in place. So picking up your feet a little bit more, getting a little bit bigger range of motion, getting your arms involved, staying as relaxed as you can, practicing that running pace. Going back to bouncing in place. This can be lower again, or you can try and go a little bit higher. Just follow wherever you are. If you need to take a break, that's fine too. But bouncing on both feet, heels gently touching the floor as you're bouncing. Now we're bouncing a little bit higher. Go with what's comfortable for you. It doesn't have to be a lot higher, or it could be quite a bit higher than I'm going right now. But just bouncing a bit higher. Then we're back to bouncing 3 times on each foot. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If you're able to bounce a little bit higher on each individual foot, that's awesome. Otherwise, just back to that nice low bounce, switching from foot to foot every 3 bounces. And then running in place again. Once again, trying to pick up that range of motion. So picking your feet up a little bit more, even though you're not necessarily going anywhere. Swinging your arms, staying as relaxed as you can. Next, you're going to add a little bit of motion. You're going to run in place, and you're going to lean forward and run forward a few steps. Run in place, lean back, and run back a few steps. And just alternating, going back and forth, staying in place for a few steps each time. And then we're back to bouncing, 1 foot to the other foot, 3 bounces on each foot. Again, you can bounce higher or lower depending on what's going on with your own feet, ankles, and knees. Then we're ending with some bouncing. Bouncing as high as you can this time. Nice, really big high bounds. Using your arms, Still staying relaxed, but using your arms to get that extra momentum to jump nice and high.